So next up, we're moving back in history to the ancient period, and the release of a whole bunch of named stuff that I cannot pronounce. But if you want to run as Alexander, going off and exploring and forging his own empire, that you can take up the Macedonians here with a whole bunch of new sort of box sets for use in SPQR. So they've got a whole bunch of things there. You've got heroes, you've got cavalry, you've got a lot of your basic infantry as well. And there's also a war elephant in there. I wouldn't have thought that would pop up in SPQR, but
we haven't got past the horses yet.
Yeah, we're on the Cataphract.
Cataphract.
Oh, Cataphract, sorry, there.
Yeah. But yeah, there are some awesome new releases for that. A lot of it is kind of old stuff that's been sort of done over into their new material, I believe. So if you're a fan of the stuff you've got for SPQR, then you might want to go and check this out. Pick up some Macedonian.
So companion cavalry, they're good. Cataphract cavalry, they're amazing. What else we got? Where's the Royal Guard, the Agema?
Look at them.
They're moving so quickly I can barely
let's
focus.
go back to the guys with wings on their heads.
Yeah. The fact that hero box contains young Alexander, which means you could use him as a commander in Philip's army.
Yes.
Because Philip did the hard lifting. Philip did the main work. Philip rebuilt Macedonia from the ground up, whereas Alexander gets all the plaudits and glory. Sod Alex.
That's what happens when you take over from somebody else.
Somebody who's much better than you. Pes Heritoi. So the foot companions. So the Macedonian phalanxes were pretty much based on Theban secret band and Epidemius's work he did there, because Philip was essentially a hostage in Thebes at one stage. And he decided, hoplite formations just weren't working for him, so it's much better to go for smaller shields and bigger sticks, poke people from far away. 5 ranks of poking before anybody reaches you.
Go back to the big sticks, Justin. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's going to be desperate to play with. You're going to need a lot of corks to stick on the tops.
I will need all the corks to stick on the tops of those to stop me from injuring myself.
I think in scale, they're actually a bit short.
They are. They should be...
They should be a lot longer.
People say between 12 and 20 feet, and depending on who you listen to, it could be 12 feet long, 18 feet long, 20 feet long. But yeah, that's why they have little sleeves on them, because their sticks weren't that long. So they made as long as they could and then put a sleeve on and then put a second piece to extend them.
I did not know
and
that.
that's why they have these sleeves that are sort of 2/3 of the way along, because getting one long straight 20-foot pole is tricky, whereas getting a 12-foot pole and then a 6-foot pole and extending it, that's doable.
That's a good point, because you're chopping like trees and stuff down, and you're looking for straight stuff. Oh, hello.
Royal Guard command?
Yeah, if you want your Royal Guard on foot.
Do you know what I like, though?
How would you do that?
Yeah, I like that he's leaning and he's kind of dynamic. It's not just literally standing there and holding it.
He's not just waving his tiny...
Icon has banner.
Yeah, so we got in here. Filthy.
I like the look of these.
Javelin throwers.
I do like the look of these.
They're mediocre at best. Give me 256 phalangites and I will deal with them. I will deal with them. Before they even get a chance to wing their javelins, I will deal with them.
Oh, even lighter armed.
Yeah.
Armored even.
Oh, so Siloi.
I like it.
None of those. None of that.
Oh, here we go.
War elephant.
Yeah, that is later period Macedonian. He's visited the Indus River and come back the way. But that's very good, because these would work for successor chapters as well. Successor armies as well. So
I hear the Salamanders did pretty well.
The Salamanders really did well. Not so much these days, but Salamanders did do well for a while. But yeah, if you want to bring those back and start doing the successor wars, you can.
That's everyone for that one.
I kind of like it. Yeah. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for it.
Actually, yeah, if you're talking successors, you could... Well, I don't know if they've got any rules for the individual successors, but there's a lot of different people. You can do Egyptians, you can do... Was it secular?
Seleucid, Antipodean, Antigoniad... there was essentially divided into 2 main factions, but there were about 9 successors to Alexander, depending on where in the world they went. Yeah, this is ours now that Alex is dead.
Yeah,
there are in Specure, which is how it's pronounced. There are several lists in there that will do. So depending on where you want to sort of sling into, you can cover a few bases with it.
Cad, you've been known to do some like Roman reenactment stuff.
I have.
When you were doing that, did anybody do any of the earlier period stuff, or was everyone really into the whole Imperial side of things?
No, people do lots of different periods. I was part of the Ermine Street Guard, which do sort of, I'm going to get this completely wrong now. It's been a long time since I did it. But they're Imperial Roman for Vespasian's period. But there are people that do earlier, later. Late Romans are really interesting, to be honest. So are Republican Romans. Obviously, the most popular one is the Imperial Roman, because they're what everybody thinks of when you think of Romans. But we, if you go to certain places in Germany, they have massive Roman festivals, as Xanten in particular, and you'd see hundreds and hundreds. We actually had doesn't sound like that many men, but we had a full century fielded there, which looks really impressive in Testudo.
That would be amazing. And I have friends in Italy who are big into their Etruscan.
Yeah.
And that period of reenactment.
Yeah.
And were you the only one that didn't wear underwear?
I wasn't the only one that didn't wear
it. Well, it was because it was period underwear and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it chaffed.
Yeah, no, it's, to be honest, there's a lot going for wearing a tunica with no underwear. It's wafty, it's breezy, it's very nice. Downside is when you're fighting, if you fall onto your back, you do occasionally get people notice things.
Or if a mate decides to flip you over the shoulder.
Yeah,
because you've told this story about going over like a ball, and revealing all.
I did. It was at Xanten, and we used to do practice fighting to show the crowd, and I
showed them too much.
Yeah, I was fighting, and this guy, he quite often used to grapple with people, so you're supposed to actually just use the weapons. So he grabbed hold, and I used to do some martial arts. So what I actually did is I rolled backwards and put my foot into his stomach and flipped him. And what I didn't think is, if I've got one leg in the air pushing into his stomach and one leg below pushing up, then maybe I might expose myself. And then I had what I did have was me and Fraser, who was the guy I did it with. Sat down back at the camp, just chatting, and this German lady came and sat next to me and says, "I saw your display earlier," and we were like, "Thank you." And she went, "No, your display." Like, oh no!
No, it's that you didn't twig and didn't end with her going, "It was very impressive."
I didn't think of doing that. I just got embarrassed. I think I was I'd have been 18 at the time.
Well, there you go. Don't wear pants if you're a reenactor, and it'll be a real show pleaser.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
But just before I get confused, like, the real Romans would have wore pants then.
Some of them would.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Was it like a wrap or?
Yeah, I can't even remember properly. I think.
What sort of wrap? Are we talking like something from Subway?
Or like a nappy?
Yeah. No, like you'd wrap yourself up in, it's like a nappy.
Oh, like a sumo type thing?
Like a sumo. I look good as a sumo, especially now with my bald head. But it was, most people just wore boxer shorts. But the problem with wearing boxer shorts is they get super concerned about realism, and if you're wearing boxer shorts and your tunic rides up, then you can see, basically all you can see is boxer shorts, and the people that used to do it used to get quite frustrated by that kind of thing. So I was like, well, it's easier to wear nothing until
Well, it's always an option. I mean, like, anytime I go stateside, there is the temptation to just go, no, it is too warm for this.
Do you bring snips just in case?
No. No, you see, I don't wear a utilikilt.
What do you think, Ben? Do you think we should come back on topic, or do we think we should keep talking about underwear?
Well, perfectly.
Are you even wearing underwear, Ben? Because we can't see anything below the screen.
Oh, I guarantee you there's something horrible going on here.
T-shirt cuts off just below the camera. There's nothing below that.